Today I'm going to be reviewing the Netgear Arlo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Pro security camera system. Now just to start off, what makes this system different than its other smart security camera system competitors like Google's Nest Cams is that this system does not require any wires at all. Well, at least for the cameras, you don't need any wires. For the network box that manages all your separate security cameras, you're still gonna have to plug that into your modem. But beyond that network box, all the actual cameras are completely battery powered. But there is a downside, of course, to having these cameras battery powered. You are eventually gonna have to pull them down from wherever you have them mounted and charge them. While that may sound annoying, especially if the cameras are mounted in a hard to reach place up high where you probably need a ladder to get to it, there is an upside to this because according to Netgear, these cameras should last you around 4 to 6 months if you only do about 5 minutes of recording each day. Though of course, you're not really gonna be able to manage how much recording time is happening each day because the camera automatically starts recording whenever it detects motion or sound. Just a quick overview of the externals of the device. The camera is basically mostly just plastic build, very sleek. It does have some black trimming around it, though it does feel pretty heavy and nice and solid, like it could take a punch, though it is a glass front, so probably not. There are 2 buttons at the top, one for syncing the camera to the networking hub and then one just to open up the battery compartment. There's also a micro USB port in the back of the camera, and this is how you recharge your batteries. It doesn't come with an external charger. You have to use the camera to charge up the battery. The networking base is also a complete plastic build with a white finish. There's also 3 status lights in the very front to let you know if there's power, internet connection, and camera connections, and there's one single button at the very top. You use the button at the top to set the device into pairing mode to sync up all the cameras within your house. The base also has a giant speaker grill in the back of it, but we'll get to why that's there in a minute. And in the back, you have your power input and of course your Ethernet cable to connect it to your modem. Now mounting the cameras is actually pretty easy and seamless. You just find your perfect location, drill in a screw or hammer in a nail, and then take that magnetic mounting base and just basically slide it over that screw or nail. There are extremely strong magnets in the back of the camera, so as soon as you get it close to the base, it'll automatically just snap together and you won't have to worry about it falling off or anything like that. The camera also has a really large 120-degree viewing angle, so you're gonna see a lot of whatever you're shooting at. And this can actually be indoors or outdoors because the camera is weatherproof to a certain extent. Of course, if it's just flooding and the camera falls on the floor, then it's going to be completely ruined. But if it's raining lightly, it's going to be able to withstand it and take it no problem. And this is actually a huge benefit because unlike the Nest camera systems that require you to buy a more expensive camera that's designed to be outdoors, you can easily just swap out these cameras from any position in your house. There's also a mobile app that you need to download in order to use this security system, but it's actually pretty seamless to set up and not that difficult to use. As soon as you have the base turned on and plugged into your modem, and then you have the battery in the camera, you just run through the app's simple, quick setup process, touch both buttons on top of both devices to sync them together, and then you're basically all set and ready to go. You of course will have to select which subscription service you're interested in. I just use the free one. It gives you 7 days of backup. I don't think you really need more than that unless something happens, in which case you can download the videos to your phone to keep them forever. So really, unless you have a really high volume of traffic going through your home, you don't really need anything more. So through the app, you can actually set up the device and set up its detection schedule. So you can set it to be always on and always detecting motion and sound, or you can have it detecting motion only or sound only. And then you can also put it on a schedule. So let's say you go to work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. You can set it to only be active Monday through Fridays from 9 to 5 p.m. You can also set up more lucrative schedules if your days vary, and you can also set it up on the fly. So let's say you're gonna spend an hour longer at work than you expected to. You can go and quickly add an extra hour to your schedule. So I will say the motion detection on the camera is extremely sensitive. It is ridiculous. I've been getting ridiculously a large amount of emails for the past 2 days, and there's been nothing happening. I just leave it posted in my living room, and even when no one's walking through it, I get it. Though you can go in and turn off email notifications, and you can also turn off notifications in general, though I think that's kind of defeats the purpose of having a security system. You can also tap into the camera's live feed whenever you want to, as long as you of course have an internet connection. You can also take screenshots from that live feed and then do custom recording. And there is 2-way sound, so whenever it does detect motion, it captures a 10-second clip, and it does keep the audio on that 10-second clip. And let's say you're watching the camera's live feed, you can actually use that 2-way audio to talk through the camera. So if you see your dog in the wrong place where they shouldn't be, you can talk to it and yell at them if you wanted to, I guess. And viewing the live stream is also kind of where the speaker on the back of the base comes into play, because if you see anything suspicious happening in your live feed, you actually sound an alarm if you choose to, and it starts to play the loudest, most obnoxious siren you will ever hear from the back of that base speaker. And after hearing that siren, I can definitely say without a doubt, this camera system can definitely make up for any lack of a built-in security system in your home. Now, of course, the video quality is also a huge factor in whether or not you should invest in this camera system. Now, these are only 720p security cameras, so don't expect the highest quality out there, but don't expect the worst either. I mean, it's a decent camera. It's not that bad. It's not super grainy or anything like that. And it actually also has infrared built in. So if it's too dark in an area, it automatically switches to the infrared mode, so it can still see in the dark. You don't have to worry about whether or not someone's gonna rob you at nighttime. You're not gonna be able to capture their face. And just again, it does automatically switch between normal recording and infrared, so you don't have to worry about manually changing it to night vision mode. So all in all, I think this is a great security camera system. If you're looking to invest in one to protect your home, I definitely think you should strongly consider this one, especially since you don't have to deal with any wires or figuring out where you're going to plug things into. My only real complaint is that these cameras do seem to be way too sensitive to motion. So if there's a slight movement in the frame, just say you have a fan on and it moves your pillow or a piece of paper in the frame, it is going to set off the detection. It is going to record a clip from that. And you are going to get an extremely large amount of notifications if things like that happen often. So just keep that in mind. These cameras are a bit hyperactive and they are going to send you a bunch of random useless notifications when nothing's really happening. But I mean, if you are in an area where you really need extra security and you're really worried about whether or not something's happening in your house, this could be a good thing as well. So that was my review of the Netgear Arlo. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. Pro security camera system for your home. If you're interested and you thought this was a useful review, please leave a comment down below and a like, because this was actually a hard one for me to review. I'm not having a good day, I kept stuttering, whatever. So please leave a comment down below if you thought this was helpful, or your thoughts on this security camera system or other competitor security camera systems. Which one you're going to pick up, which one do you think is the best option for you. And I'll leave a link in the description if you're looking for more technical information. You'll see that on Amazon, or if you want to buy one, you can go buy one from Amazon right there. But as always, my name is Joshua Jomios. Stay sexy, and I'll see you sometime.